Hi guys, so this is going to be a quick video just to look at the wiring, where it's supposed to be and what it's supposed to look like, specifically at your clutch lever and your brake lever and your starter button. So for your typical X18, you'll have a starter button here. For most X18s, it's a push and release. For this one, it's an on-off. In one of my videos, I show you how I installed this button, so that way you don't press it down, you just kind of push it on, push it off. But I will compare that to my other X18 in 1 second. So what the wiring should look like to the button, it should be one thicker cable that protects two little cables that go into this little area here. So if you can see, this cable runs down, and when it runs down, if you can see my finger, so here's this cable, and it runs down and it goes into the motorcycle housing electronics area. I'm going to try and point that out exactly to where, but it kind of gets lost in the wires. But it goes into a big mess of wires that's over here, and it goes into somewhere over here, into a connector. And it will say, the connector will say it's your starter button. I've pulled it out. If you watch my wiring video, I'm pretty sure that you'll see me pull it out and actually say, yes, this is your wiring for your button. So that's what the starter button has on my custom one. If we look at my torn apart lightly custom one, it has the same thing, but this is just a regular button. It's not an off-on, and you see it has the same thing, where it has a thick black one that has a positive and negative coming through it, and it goes in, and then it disappears into that big bundle of wires, and it goes somewhere into here where it connects up. So this is your starter button. It's not a kill switch. And now for the next step, the question was, what do you mean that the clutch and brake serve similar functions? And so on X18s and many different style pocket bikes, one of the functions of the clutch will also be to light up the tail light. However, on mine, I fixed this so that no longer happens, and you actually have to press the brake for that to happen. So the way I did this is this wire right here, I just followed it down and disconnected one of them, so that way it doesn't make a full connection. Also, what your clutch does is allows you to start your bike. So to start your bike, you have two options when you have a battery plugged into it. If it's all stock, not been modified, not been messed with, you can either, well, what you're supposed to do is hold down the starter button. On this one, I have a custom one, as I said. So what you do is hold down the start button. Right now, that's being held down by itself. And then you would press the clutch, and it would start it. But since I disconnected these cables, I disconnected one, so there wouldn't be a full connection. And I didn't do that with my front brake. The battery is low, so you'll see how the battery is low, and it won't crank the engine. But see, when I press the brake, you'll see the indicator go off and go crazy. That's because my battery is low and it doesn't have enough power to actually run the starter. So this button is not a kill switch. And here you can see off, on, off. There's a lot of other buttons on this that do other functions as well, but those are irrelevant if you have a stock pocket bike. So to clarify, these wires here will follow through into the wiring harness itself, and will have its own set of plugs in here. They don't go from here to here. They don't go from cables coming to the brake to the clutch. If you have it like that, someone possibly messed it up. So what you're looking for is it to look from having its own connection here in the clutch area and having its own connection in the brake area. So that's what kind of your wiring in this area does. So if you're thinking this is a kill switch, no, the X18's regular pocket bikes don't usually come with a kill switch. You'll have to add one yourself, especially if you're going to do racing. They require you to have some kind of kill switch, and this is only your starter button. So if you have the battery and are pressing this and holding down your brake or your clutch, if these cables are connected and the starter's not trying to get the motor going, then you might have a bad starter or a seized up engine. But hope that helps.